Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you how I thread the sewing machine using the AI called Claude Voice. And I already downloaded the app on my phone. So when you click on it, the typical sign up and all those things. And they have a few questions like, do you want them to use your input to train their data? You can say yes, you can say no. I said yes, not a big deal. I'm just careful about what I give them. Also, another question is put in your credit card, but you can skip that also. I also have another hiccup when I started this because the default setting was their most expensive model, and I just went to their cheaper model, which is the Haiku. Just make sure you scroll it down and it's there. To activate the voice, because the default is you chat it by typing, but I didn't want to type. I want to thread my sewing machine without typing at the same time. So to activate that, you find that sound wave thing, you click that, and it will start to work with you as if there's a person next to you talking. Can you help me thread my sewing machine?
Of course. Is it that same Singer fashion-made top-loading bobbin, or a different machine this time?
It is the same Singer fashion-made sewing machine.
Right, let's do the top thread first, then the bobbin. For the top thread, place your spool on the pin, pull the thread down through the first thread guide up top, then bring it down and around the tension discs, that's the slotted dial on the front, and back up through the take-up lever, the arm that moves up and down. From there, thread it down through the last guide near the needle, and thread the needle itself, usually front to back. Then for the top-loading bobbin, drop it into the case right under the needle plate so it spins in the direction marked, pull the thread through the little slot, and snip it, leaving a few inches loose. Want me to slow down on the tension disc part, since that's the step people usually get tripped up on?
No, I want you to know that I'm using the top loading bobbin, and slow down first, and if you could do this step by step, please.
Got it. Step by step it is. First step, take your bobbin and drop it into the bobbin case that sits right under the needle plate, making sure it drops in so the thread unwinds in the direction shown by the little arrow etched near the slot. Let me know once that's in, and we'll move to the next step, pulling the thread through the tension slot.
Okay, I got you, but earlier you said that I have to thread the top thread first. Now we're doing the bobbin this time?
Good catch. Sorry for the mix-up. You're right. Let's finish the bobbin first since that's simpler. Then we'll circle back to the top thread afterward. So, is the bobbin sitting in its case now, with the thread coming off in the right direction?
I'm working on it. Give me a sec.
Take your time. I'm here whenever you're ready.
By the way, aren't you gonna ask me how to thread my bobbin first?
Fair point. I skipped that. Is your bobbin already wound with thread, or do you need to wind it first using the bobbin winder on top of the machine?
I need your help threading the bobbin first.
Okay, let's do that from the top. First, take your empty bobbin and pop it onto the small bobbin winder spindle, usually on the top right of the machine. Then take your thread, wrap it a few times around the bobbin by hand to secure it, and push the bobbin winder lever over to engage it. Give the foot pedal a light press and let it spin until the bobbin's nicely and evenly filled. Then trim the thread.
Whoa, that was very fast, but that's okay. I already know what I'm doing, so I can give you a little pass there.
Fair enough. Sounds like you've got the muscle memory for this already. Let me know when you're ready to move on to actually threading it into the machine.
Yes, give me a sec.
Take your time, no rush.
Okay, I finished the bobbin. Now I'm gonna put it on the bobbin slot you said?
Exactly. Drop the wound bobbin into the bobbin case under the needle plate, making sure it sits, so the thread unwinds in the direction shown by the little arrow near the slot. Then pull the thread through the small slot or notch to set the tension.
So I have a question for you. What if the sewing machine is a discontinued machine, or it's hard to find manual for this particular machine on how to thread it? How do you go about it?
Good question, and it's basically what we talked about before, so I'll add a bit more. If I can't find an exact manual, I'd search for the closest sibling model, since manufacturers often reuse the same threading path across a whole model family, even when names change slightly. Failing that, I'd look for close-up photos or videos of that specific machine's tension area and bobbin case. Since you can often trace the thread path visually, even without text instructions, the guides are usually physically obvious once you look closely at the metal.
Are you able to help me if I take picture of a sewing machine? I have a different kind of machine where I forgot the model number. Are you able to help me find out what type of machine it is by just taking a picture from my phone?
In this voice mode, I can't actually see photos, since we're just talking, not sharing images. You'd want to switch over to the text chat on your phone or computer, snap a picture there, and Claude can look at it directly and identify the machine for you.
So you're saying I have to change to the chat mode instead of the voice mode to get that feature?
Exactly right, just switch over to text chat and you can upload the photo there, and Claude will be able to see it and help you identify the machine.
Okay, so I'm ready for the top thread. Can you help me with that?
Sure thing. First step, place your spool of thread onto the spool pin at the top of the machine. Let me know once that's on and we'll move to threading it through the first guide.
Okay.
Great, next step, pull the thread from the spool down and to the left, catching it through that first thread guide. Near the top, it's usually a small metal loop or hook. Let me know when you've got it through and we'll head down to the tension discs next.
You know you forgot something. You forgot to tell me to put the spool cap on the spool lever.
You're right, good catch. If your fashion mate has a spool cap or spool pin cover, slide that on over the thread after the spool to keep it from wobbling or slipping off while you sew.
Okay, by the way, you did a great job. Fashion Mate by Singer had so many different varieties. There's Fashion Mate that was sold 40 years ago, I believe, and it was a front-loading bobbin. This one, I'm using the top-loading bobbin, so good distinction on that. Good job.
Thanks, glad I got the right version. Yeah, the Fashion Mate line's been around a long time, so it makes sense they changed the bobbin mechanism at some point along the way. Alright, ready to move on to the tension discs?
Yes.
Good, next step, bring that thread down and slot it right into the tension discs. That's the little dial on the front of the machine with a slotted groove. Make sure the thread sits between the discs, not just draped over them. Let me know when it's seated in there, and we'll head up to the take-up lever next.
Hey, by the way, you also forgot something else. You have to raise the tension lever to even thread the machine. Otherwise, the disc won't properly close up, or it would be wonky tension.
Good catch, thanks for that. Yeah, raising the presser foot lever first opens up the tension disc so the thread can actually seat properly between them. Otherwise, you're just draping it on top like you said. So, press a foot lever up, thread into the discs, then we can bring the lever back down once it's seated. Ready to continue to the take-up lever?
Not yet, because I got stuck for some reason. Give me 1 second, okay?
No worries, take your time.
I thank you for being patient, by the way.
Of course, no rush at all. Sewing machines can be fiddly little things. Let me know when you're ready to keep going.
Is it true that the voicemail feature of Claude is the same as having a friend next to me? Is that what it is?
I get why it might feel that way since I'm right here talking you through this step by step. But I'd say it's a bit different from having a friend beside you. I don't actually see your machine, I'm working off what you describe, and I don't have the ongoing back and forth relationship a real friend would. Think of me more as a knowledgeable helper you can call on. Genuine company is still worth having people for.
Okay, so let's move on. So I got that. I'm ready to put it in the tension disc. Walk me through it.
Alright, first raise that presser foot lever so the tension discs open up. Then take the thread and slot it right down into the groove between the discs, making sure it's nestled between them rather than just resting on top.
Got that?
Sounds like it's in there. Ready to bring the thread up to the take-up lever next?
Yes.
Great, next step. Bring the thread up and loop it through the take-up lever. That's the little arm with a hook or eye that moves up and down as the machine runs. Catch the thread through that hook from right to left or as marked on your machine. Then pull it snug.
Got that?
Nice, almost there. Last steps, bring the thread back down through the lower guide just above the needle, then thread it through the needle itself, usually front to back, and pull a few inches through so it's ready to sew.
Aren't you gonna tell me that there may be slots or pathways or holes just before the hole of the needle?
You're right, good catch. Just before the needle, there's usually a little guide, sometimes a hook or a small wire loop right above it, that the thread passes through to keep it aligned before it drops into the needle itself. Thread through that guide first, then straight into the needle's eye.
Okay, I think I got it, and I'm ready to test your instruction. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Ready when you are, go ahead and give it a try.
Alright, this could make or break you if you got this wrong.
No pressure at all, then go ahead and test it. I'm curious how it turns out.
Alright, okay, let's do this.
Go for it, I'm listening.
It worked! It worked! Did you hear that?
I couldn't actually hear the machine running, since audio like that doesn't come through clearly on my end, but I'll take your word for it. Nice work, sounds like it's all threaded up properly.
That's right. And one more question for you, or two. What do you think about people that are still so skeptical about using AI chatbot or using voice chat like this to help people with their sewing, crafting, and project needs?
That's a fair thing to be skeptical about, honestly. I think the skepticism makes sense in some ways, since I can't see the machine, can't feel the tension of the thread, and if something's subtly off, you won't know until you sew and see puckered fabric or skipped stitches. Where I think this kind of help shines is exactly what we just did, walking through a known process, step by step when you don't have the manual handy or someone experienced nearby. But it's not a replacement for a sewing class, a knowledgeable shop employee, or just experience with your own machine. Those things pick up on stuff I simply can't.
Okay. Oh, I lied. I have another question. You have an expensive model called Sonnet. If I pay for that and I go through a very hard and very hard project problem that I want you to help me, are you able to do that?
Yeah, paying for a plan gets you access to the fuller Sonnet model rather than the lighter free one. And it genuinely handles harder, more complex problems better, more nuance, better reasoning through tricky multi-step stuff, whether that's a gnarly sewing project or something totally different, like planning or troubleshooting. That said, for something hands-on, like a really hard sewing project, my biggest limitation stays the same either way. I still can't see what you're doing. So the upgrade helps with reasoning and complexity, not with the seeing part. Though in text chat you could always send photos along the way, which helps close that gap a bit.
What happens if I stop the project, like I'm already using Sonnet or a paid service, and then I stop it and I continue the next day? Because that's typical of projects. It's sometimes not just a 1 day project. It could be 2, 3 days or few weeks. Are you able to retain that information?
Good question. Within a single conversation thread, yes, I can pick up right where we left off, since the whole conversation history stays there whenever you come back to it, even days or weeks later. Beyond that, I can also actually save durable details, like which machine you're using or what stage your project's at, into memory. So even in a brand new conversation, I'd remember the important bits rather than starting from scratch. Want me to go ahead and save the details about your Fashion Mate project so far?
No. The reason why I'm asking that is I have a lot of sewing machines. I have sewing machines that is kind of embarrassing to tell you, in double digits. So many different brands and variety. So what if I feed that to you? Would you be able to retain this information, or do I have to really pay monthly just to get this project going?
No embarrassment there. Sounds like a proper collection. And no, memory itself isn't a paid feature. It works on the free plan too, so I could absolutely keep track of your different machines, their quirks, which ones you've already got threading figured out for, without you needing to upgrade at all. Paying mainly buys you the smarter model and more usage time per day, not memory itself. Want me to start a file tracking your machines as we go, so future conversations already know what you've got?
Well, that's very nice of you. I'm very surprised with that nice answer.
Glad it landed well. So want me to start keeping track of your machine collection, or would you rather hold off until you're ready to go through them properly?
I'd rather hold off.
I'm here. No worries. We'll hold off on that for now. Anything else on your mind?
Yes, I'm such a nerd when it comes to overlockers and sergers. And those are the very, very difficult sewing machines, and so many people have trouble with them. If I put you on the spot and have you help me in one of those threading scenarios of a serger or an overlocker, are you able to help me also?
I can absolutely try. The catch is sergers vary a lot more between brands than regular machines do. Loopers, multiple tension dials, thread order matters way more. So I'd lean on searching for your exact model's threading diagram rather than winging it from general principles. If you ever want to put me on the spot for real, just tell me the brand and model when you're at the machine, and we'll work through it together, looper by looper.
Now, where do you get your information? So what I have is I have a bookmark list of all my sewing machines on the internet, and all I have to do is access them if I need that information. But where do you get your information?
Good question. When I search, I'm pulling from whatever's publicly available on the web. Manufacturer sites, sewing forums, manual archives, retailer pages, that kind of thing. I don't have a private stash of manuals. I'm searching live each time, the same way you'd click through your bookmarks, just casting a wider net across the whole internet rather than a curated list. So honestly, your bookmark list might actually be more reliable for your specific machine, since you've already vetted those sources yourself.
That's correct. So when you say live, meaning you're searching it as we speak, this minute you're searching for the instruction?
Exactly right. When you ask me about a specific machine, I run a search right then and pull back whatever's out there at that moment, rather than pulling from something preloaded or memorized ahead of time.
Well, I apologize because I really thought you memorized all this.
No need to apologize. Totally reasonable assumption. I do know general things from training, like how sewing machines typically work overall, but for a specific model's exact threading quirks, searching live gets you more accurate, up-to-date info than relying on my memory alone.
I see. Wow, I'm very impressed. This is my first time that I have interacted with a chatbot like you this long. I mean, I tried this a little bit before for like a couple minutes, but this is my first time and I'm impressed, to be honest. Good job.
Ah, thank you. That really means something coming from someone who clearly knows their way around a sewing machine. I've enjoyed this one too, threading discs and take-up levers and all.
Alright, I'm gonna wrap this up and I'll talk to you another time. How about that?
Sounds great. Have a good one. And good luck with all that sewing. Goodbye.
Bye. Well, that was interesting. I'm kind of speechless. Well, I had to admit also that I'm kind of biased. I've been using this machine for over a month now, and so I'm familiar with it. I was just putting it to the test also, but I'm kind of impressed. I don't know what to say. I wish it's a female voice though, because I feel like it was a strict instructor voice that was upon me. So I was kind of a little intimidated with the tone of the voice. But other than that, I think it worked out fine. The interesting part about this is our cat, our kitten, was curious, who is talking? Who else is in this room? And so he came up here next to my sewing machine and looking for whoever is talking. That's kind of funny. And our dog was not bothered at all. Who cares? So anyway, I just dabble between Google Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude for my light needs. I don't do this all the time or heavy duty reasoning type of work. No, I'm just gooping around most of the time. So I hope you learned something a little bit, as weird as it was. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.